everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back. So I thought I would do like just a brief video to bring you guys along for the launch of my book, because I'm not really sure kind of what to expect with the process, but I'm excited as a new indie author having my first book out, kind of what all that's going to hold. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Elizabeth. I've been like a self-made, self-employed business owner for so many years in real estate, then in bookkeeping. Now I do financial consulting. And so I wrote a book about how to launch a successful freelance career, which is just putting together all of my advice from the last 5 to 6 years of everything that I've done that worked, that didn't, so that you don't have to go through all those hardships. Anyway, so I'm super excited about it. Today in real time is the day before launch. And so I do have some things I need to be working on. Tasks I have to follow up on. I have sent free copies of my book to 8 people, which are called, they're advanced reader copies. So they're getting free copies of my book in order to give me honest reviews. So whether those are going online or they are just giving me advice. So that's what that's for. Any of the reviews they're posting online, they're supposed to do it tomorrow on launch day. So I'll be following up with them on that. I do have some changes I've made to the paperback edition. However, I missed my deadline to make those changes online with Amazon KDP before the deadline. So I've made the actual changes, but what I'm going to do is after the launch, so like maybe a day or two later, I'm going to go in, I'm going to take my paperback off of Amazon, and then I'm going to relist it as an edition 2 with the edits made. And then just as soon as they have that like done and approved, then it'll go live. Because like right now, it's been waiting to go live for like 2 weeks. I uploaded the paperback version of my book 2 weeks ago, but I was planning the launch for March 1st, so it was delayed, obviously. So anyways, you'll see this video a bit later because as I'm prepping for a lot of crazy things going on in this wonderful, beautiful, busy spring of mine, I'm going to try to recommit to scheduling videos at least once a week. So I'm spacing them out a bit. And so yeah, this video, I just want to bring you along with what I'm doing the day before and the day of launch, and just kind of my thoughts and feelings around that. If you have any questions for me, comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. Right now, I've got my back to my big desk. Because with a new Google Workspace I signed up for a new email for my company, I'm not able to log in to YouTube on my computer, which is so weird because I've got like 9 Gmails open, and it's saying that new Gmail is not allowed. Like the administrator won't allow those company emails to log into YouTube, which is so stupid. Anyways, I've tried to like troubleshoot it multiple times. I've been so busy with other things, I just can't bring myself down into the weeds anymore to figure it out. So instead, I'm sitting here with my laptop because this is not signed into that new Gmail, and I can use whatever. And so I had to run to town earlier today to take Maple to the vet. We're back now, and I've got like a brief hour and a half before I'm taking my boys to get their haircuts. Because as a mom preparing for an upcoming surgery, I'm just trying to make sure that like everything that I take care of, including home, work, family, kids, business, dog, that everything is good for me to potentially like be down for 1 to 2 or 3 weeks and just make my life easier, so I'm not worried about 1,000 things when I'm trying to recover. So anyway, so what I'm working on here is I am getting this video up, which is the last video you would have seen here on YouTube. Then I'll get back with you guys a little bit later today on the things that I'm doing pre-launch. And I just really want to bring you guys along for the journey so that you know what it's like in case you ever thought about doing this. I want to go over some marketing things that I've done in advance, whether I feel like they're working or not. And we'll really see like launch day, because I believe, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but I believe with Amazon KDP, you can't see how many pre-orders you may have until the day of launch, because then they basically just count as sales on the day of launch. Because although if you do a pre-order, you're paying for it then, and it's like, you know, in your cart or whatever. And as soon as, the March 1st, the launch date rolls around, then you'll receive that, the ebook or the Kindle version or whatever it is that you ordered, or paperback. But for me, on the author side, and like with the statistics and the data and stuff, those basically all just kind of like pile up, and then they just put them on your March 1st launch date. So pre-orders and orders on launch date are the same thing. So I can't see if there are any pre-orders right now. And so I've been doing a lot of marketing things behind the scenes, and that's the biggest thing that has scared me about launching a book for years. And so this time when I decided to just do it and like full steam ahead, I did a lot of research. You guys, I have like watched so many videos. I've read audiobooks. I have read blog posts, articles, like you name it. And honestly, in all of that research, there's bound to be some real great nuggets. There's also stuff that is a waste of time, and you just have to go through it all and try things to figure out what's going to work or not. So I've tried numerous marketing things. And I have several other things, which I'll go over with you guys this afternoon when I have a little bit more time. But I've shared, there's other things I'm going to be doing to promote the book post my surgery. So I have other things in life going on this first week the book's going to be out. So the first week the book is out, the efforts are going to be equal to the efforts I put in previous to the launch. And then after I have recovered a bit from my surgery, I have a whole like phase 2 plan of marketing endeavors. And so I'm going to go over those with you this afternoon on like what they are and the cost and everything, because none of that stuff is free. And that's the thing, is you can publish as an indie author for free. There's a couple of things that cost just a little bit of money, like literally less than $20 here and there. You can do that, but I cannot imagine how anyone can actually sell a book without putting money into marketing and promotion. So I've done that. And that's why I decided when the time was right, I would invest in making this as much of a success as I could. So that's where I am here today. And I'm going to bring you guys along on that journey. Okay, so this is going to seem so random to include in this video, but I just want to say that as I've been like researching and working on being an indie author more the last month to get this book launched, and again, finding indie authors on YouTube sharing information, I feel like I've found a community where I belong. Like I feel like I resonate with these people so much. And so it feels like my personality and who I am as a person is developing through this journey. And so in getting my profile set up on Goodreads as an author so that people can communicate with me there, readers can communicate with me there and review my book and different things. It's a really fun space for people who love to read. In the process of doing that, you can like rate all the books you've read and you can set reading goals for the year. So I set a goal of wanting to read 20 books this year. And I got to thinking, I probably have that many just like in my house and definitely like saved on Audible that I need to get through. And that's something I always feel bad about, because for me, reading is just for fun. It's for joy. It's, you know, whatever. So if I'm busy and then I'm having like some downtime, like usually when I'm taking a long hot bath every evening for like my self-care routine, I watch relaxing YouTube videos because I don't really have to think much and it helps my mind to kind of unwind. Sometimes I'm watching educational ones, but anyways, for the most part, that's what I do. And so I'm always fantasizing in the back of my mind that when I have like ultimate free time, like hours with nothing to do, I'll just sit around and read. Maybe I'll sit on the porch and read. Maybe I'll sit on the swing. Maybe I'll get a hammock to put under my kitchen garden and sit there and read. Yet I never take the time to do that because I am the person who stays busy all the time and never makes time for things like that. So I decided in this whole process, I'm recommitting to doing that more, because one thing an author had mentioned that her time reading is actually working towards her goal of being a writer and author, whatever, because reading other people's material is research and gives her potential inspiration for her own stories. And I thought, that's amazing. And that makes perfect sense. And that explains why my favorite books to read are nonfiction. And I've written a nonfiction book, and I have my second nonfiction book that I started working on years and years ago. And it's a spiritual self-help book. And so it's always been in progress. And it is up to almost 19,000 words. And I'm looking at it now because I learned this trick where you can, I don't want to show the title of it yet because I don't want to reveal that yet, but a trick here where you can pull it up in Google Docs, and there's lots of really cool editing features, which I'm sure you can do in Word as well. But one thing I love here is you've just got your word count, and you can just close it or you can open it up, and you can create your tables of contents and your different things here by making your title pages. And so I've learned a lot about like kind of organizing. And what I like about having my book is I've had this in a Word document for years. Like I said, I started this book back forever ago, literally like 12 years ago. And so today was the first time I actually put it in a Google Doc, and I can basically take this with me everywhere I go, or I have a laptop, my phone, whatever. So then I can just pull it up and like, you know, jot ideas down. But anyways, what I wanted to mention, it's 2:22, is that I'm focusing on reading more, right? So I went and actually got these 2 books at Barnes & Noble recently, and one of them is like just kind of like a devotional thing, like you open it up, pick a page for inspiration, so it's not a book you read. The other one is an educational book about astrology, so it also is not one you just read start to finish. The other one I got is in my purse, which anyways, so I've gotten some new books, which is exciting, and it breeds encouragement and like happy, you know, reader thoughts. But I also had all these books on Audible because I've had an Audible membership for years, and they email me every month when I have credits. And so whether I'm taking the time to read or not, I always go in and I look and I'm like, okay, what do I want? And when I hear a podcast interview or I read something about someone's book coming out, like I love celebrity memoirs, so I'm like always getting those. But anyways, when I hear about them, I'll go to Audible, buy them on there, and save them. So I have like literally 30 books on Audible. I have not even started. So I have made it my mission the last few days to get back to prioritizing reading, even if it's audibles and even if it's different things like this before I go to bed at night. I'm also ordering myself a Kindle to read in bed at night, because one thing I had heard of online was that a lot of people are shifting or do sometimes shift into reading from a Kindle before bed when they're trying to get away from phone time. So much phone time. So for me currently, relaxing at the end of the day is watching either like a sweet, sappy movie on YouTube or Netflix on my phone in bed, or just like some short content, long form content technically on YouTube, you know, a 20 or 30 minute video before I go to bed. But it would be way better if I had something where the screen was less bright, because I turn my phone down as dim as it can go. And at this time, usually my husband is in bed and trying to fall asleep, and he's very sensitive to like light and noise and everything. So, so even trying to like turn everything down as much as I can, it's still like bright. And I've looked at the reviews on the Kindle and it's very, very dim. It's like a gray page. So I'm treating myself to a new Kindle. Especially because like you can just sync like ebooks to it. So anyways, that's going to be a whole new thing for me. But anyways, again, the whole point of me wanting to like pop in here and tell you this was that I listened to day before yesterday. I had a lot of errands to run going to my plastic surgeon's office, or no, I was doing lab work that day, and I know I was going to be on the road 4 hours total. I listened to The Big Leap the whole way back. Wonderful. Finished the whole book. It was super, super awesome. Then the next day I had to run some quick errands with the kids, but I found this book that someone had mentioned on a Facebook group called How to Plan Your Year Like a Millionaire. And it's 2 or 2.5 hours long. And between running errands and then later making dinner, I finished that whole book. And it was so motivating and encouraging because there were so many tips in that book that I already do, which proves that's why I have success. But then there were these actual tips that like I had never heard of. So it really re-encouraged me to like sit down and make some goals. Anyways, and then today I started reading Jennifer Lopez's memoir, which is called True Love. And in it, like, I think it's only a 3 or 4 hour book. And I ran to town and back, so that ended up being like an hour and a half that I'm at now. She talks about how she felt whenever she had her children, when she had her twins. And listening to books like this, and especially hearing the author's voice, it inspires me so much to work on my self-help book, because all the books I read are motivational self-help books. So it inspires me. I'm like, yes. And I just get like so jazzed and so pumped. So anyways, I came home between running errands, so I just have to leave again. And like I said, I got my book into a Google Doc because it was advice I'd seen from another author. And I got the inspiration while listening to Jennifer's book, which is totally nothing to do with that. But I was thinking, I've been non-committed to a title to this book for 12 years. And I kept thinking something great is going to come to me. Something great is going to come to me. I'll know whenever it comes. I think I figured it out. I already know the colors and the theme and the artwork I want on the book because I was looking through different examples at Barnes & Noble last week. And I feel really excited about my idea, but I'll have to work with a graphic designer to like really nail it down. But anyways, so it's so funny that I have a book launching tomorrow and I'm actually working on writing a different book right now, but it's exciting. So anyways, I just sat down and updated my title and my blurb, which is my caption under my title. And then I had a note in my phone that I jotted down in my Google Calendar while I was driving really quickly about what I want to add to the intro. And so I just popped in here, pulled it up, introduction. Okay, there it is. And I wrote it, and it was, I like how you can also highlight. Let me just highlight this really quick because I forgot. Highlight the words. It was almost 2 pages long. The story I wanted to add to the beginning of the book, and it was 750 words. So I'm excited. So I'm like, I'm working on this again. And I think honestly, if I just leave it up more, I don't know if I'm gonna have time for this right now, but anyways, that's just, I'm excited about it. And I just wanted to share that because it is so true that listening to other people's stories helps you with your story. And especially, like, I don't know what I thought Jennifer Lopez's book would be about, but I've just always loved her. Like, I don't think she's like the world's best singer or anything. I feel like she's just good at everything she does. And I just, for some reason, have always felt connected to her as an artist. So when I saw that she had this little book out, and I'm like, I got my Audible credits. I'm like, I'm for sure getting that. Anyways, I'm not disappointed. It's about her journey of rediscovering herself post-divorce before Ben Affleck. And it's about a year in there where she was single for a long time for the first time, and she worked on herself. So this is not a book about her falling in love with Ben. It's about her falling in love with herself. And my whole book is about like self-love and how pivotal it is to your life. And so just the different things that she talks about is really resonated with me. I'm really excited to finish the book. I'm excited to kind of stay committed to listening to these books on Audible and stuff that really inspire me to be in that mindset of, yes, I am a writer. Yes, I am an author. Yes, I am a published author. I'm an indie author. Like, I'm doing this, and get more in that mindset, because when you first start, you just feel like a fraud. You feel like a fraud because I think it would feel different if a publisher took your manuscript and said, yes, we love it, we want it, we're gonna pay you to write this book, we're gonna give you this book deal, and yada yada yada. Because you're like, whoa, you know, like, it's someone, other people believe in me. But when you're just doing it yourself and you're just like in the trenches doing all the things to be like an indie author and publish and promote yourself, even like, I mean, you could publish something that is crap and the end result is that it doesn't sell or nobody likes it, but you don't really know like how it is and how good it may or may not be until you've done it and you've done all the things. So that was something. Sarah Cannon is one of my new favorite indie authors. I follow her on YouTube, and she does a lot of videos and tips for authors, and she actually shares a lot of free content through like a private or a public Google Drive, where she's making all these different like templates and info guides. And anyways, they've been really, really helpful. And she mentioned that, you know, she's published over, I think, 50 books in the last 8 years, but she went 3 years and didn't publish any. She was pregnant, and then she had her second kid, and just life was busy, going from 1 to 2 kids, and like she just didn't write for like a year and a half. And then when she did start writing, it was really hard to reincorporate that back in her life. And she said that for a while she just felt like a fraud, and she felt like she wasn't a writer because she hadn't written in so long. And this is a woman who has like bookshelves literally full of books, and she's feeling like she's not a writer. And it gave me so much reassurance to be like, okay, people who've actually done this and had success feel this way too. And so I just need to remind myself this is part of the process, and that if I just continue to keep doing the things that I love and putting time and energy into writing the book that I love, like, things will happen. It'll just eventually, it will just feel like second nature to tell other people that I'm an author. And right now it just feels fun because it's new. But anyways, I gotta run. Okay, so I am popping back in here with you guys this evening. It is the night before the evening before the launch. It's actually 7 p.m. and finished all my errands and stuff. Now I am back home and I'm working on, I'm gonna look at my list and see what things I need to take care of or potentially do before the launch tomorrow. I use Asana as a project management software, so it's my to-do list for my consulting business, and then just kind of like everything in life too. So I have a whole list of things for my book. So this looks good. Let me see if I can show you. All right, so there's the listing. I'm just looking at kind of what I have on here. Let's see, the last thing I shared was just like a post. Here's a scheduled post I had done. Talking about this actually went up 2 hours ago. I scheduled this last week. I got all my tags. I've got my link to the book on Amazon. Cool. One person loved it. So I need to get more engagement. That's something I'm working on trying to figure out. This is a regular post. This is a post trying to give away the first 5 chapters of my book to get people to sign up. Trying to get engagement too, that's another thing. Here's where I shared the article I wrote yesterday. So my means of advertising. Okay, so there is this thing called social book tours, which means it's book tours done through social media. And so you can get different packages, but the one that I'm looking at and getting is cost $600, and it's a book tour of your book. So it's like an image and info and links and everything about your book all in one post for Instagram and TikTok. And for that price, you get 21 to 30 presentations, which means there's a specific curated list of book influencers who sign up for this program, and they get paid to promote products. And so I don't know if they'll be doing a book review or if they literally just talk about it or what they do. I'm not really sure. Another one is a podcast scheduling service called podcastbookers.com. And I'm not sure if this is a normal price range, but the one that I found that's specifically a service for, well, I guess it's not just authors, it's for everybody. But anyways, it's $650 a month, and that is to book 2 podcasts for a month, which is not a lot. So you're spending $325 per interview. And retail, you have to sell 36 books just to make up for that. And that's not my royalty, that's just even retail price. So, but podcasts could be wonderful exposure and really like just break you into, it'll really increase your audience. Another thing is there are some people on Upwork, which is a freelance website, where they say they have like this network that they will like promote your book to. This one is only a $30 service, and he says he will get the book promo out to 300,000 readers in 3 days. $30, totally gonna do that. This other one on Upwork, $75, it says 7 days and 1 million people. Another one for $170. This guy says 1 million people in 6 days. So this reminds me, this is one I'm going to go ahead and do now. One of them, or at least the 2 cheaper ones. I'm saving the podcast and the Instagram tour for after my surgery. Yeah. And then they do such a thing called a blog tour, which is where they schedule you to be on, you as an author and your book to be highlighted on 15 blogs in a month. So I have to give away 15 copies of my books. So each blog author will get a copy of my book, and then they'll read it, and then I don't know if they interview me like via email or if I actually speak with them or how that works, but then they write a blog basically about me and my book to share to their audience to hopefully
really push that. So you can see the whole intent is really just to get the book or the idea of the book in front of as many as people as possible. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And I think the only other thing I'm going to do tonight is a manual post on Facebook, because I only had one scheduled for today and it already went up a couple of hours ago. So I'm just going to kind of mention something, maybe post a selfie or something, I don't know. But anyways, if you're not following me, I don't think that my last YouTube video had the link to my author Facebook page. It does have, you can always find my author website in the description below, as well as my consulting website, and a link to where you can find my book on Amazon. Those are definitely below, but I don't think I have Facebook on there. But if you're curious, it's just Elizabeth Ritchie Author. So you could just search that on Facebook and find me there. I'm trying to kind of grow my tribe and really create like a great space for people wanting to, you know, work on their lives and chase their goals and do new things and just be focused on really self-development.
Well, it is launch day, so I'm going to show you this one email I woke up to this morning, because the book actually, I guess, went live at midnight. Your book is available in Kindle Store. Congratulations, your pre-order is live in Kindle Store and it's available for customers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's that. And then here it is on Amazon, and you can do Kindle or paperback. Nice. So that is super exciting. So the only thing I have to do today is I have to get a bunch of work done. A big project that I'm working on for my consulting business, actually. And I anticipate having a long, busy day. This evening when my husband picks up his girls in town, he's going to pick up blocks for a gardening project we're going to work on this weekend. I'm going to make fried tacos for dinner this evening, and otherwise it's just going to be a regular day. I typically run errands on Fridays, but I did a lot of that during the week this week, and so today I'm just going to be home. My mom is one of my advanced readers, and so she is someone that I have been following up with her to be like, hey, you know, let me know if you get that done by the launch date, because I want to get reviews on Amazon right away. And so today I will be sending follow-up to all of my ARC readers, and hoping that they'll get a review on Goodreads or Amazon today, because that just helps to launch it. I also did last night, I started Amazon ads. So basically if you're like scrolling anything that's semi-related to my book content, then my book will show up as a highlighted sponsored ad at the top of the page. And that costs like, I think around like $350 a month, but it's like a pay-per-click. So you only are charged your advertising dollars if someone clicks on it from seeing it. Doesn't matter if they buy it or not, but if they click on it, then that's your cost or whatever. So anyways, we'll see how that goes. I mean, yeah, it's marketing money and it's not cheap, but I'm thankful to be able to afford that right now, because it's a priority for me to get this book out into the world. And I also hired 2 people. I think I had showed you guys a marketing plan on Upwork. Let's see, and I don't care to show this document to you. That's not the one. Let's see. So here is a spreadsheet I have created with just what I've done so far, and whether it's on Upwork, Amazon, or Facebook, the total cost. So let's see. I've not done, oh, this is not done. So this is an ad that's running. So basically by the end of March, when all of these are done, that'd be $1,300. But that's not all I'm doing, because I actually did not add, I need to add the other guy. Let me just add that here really quick. Okay, and this guy was $75. Okay, so anyways, Okay, here's the list of all of the promotions I actually plan on doing for the launch. And so these are 2 guys hired through Upwork, which I showed you guys. Facebook ad, Facebook ad, Facebook ad. One of those actually was $444 because I like the number. That's to get people to my website. And the estimated reach is 1,600 to 4,600 people. But that ad is not performing very well right now because I don't think anyone has literally clicked on it. I'm not sure yet. So this is what I'm going to be working with a friend of mine to revise the wording on that soon. And then, so those are scheduled. And then these are ones I will be doing after my surgery. So this is an additional $2,500. That's going to go into those other things I was telling you guys about with like the blog tour, the podcast, all that stuff. So that'll be happening after. So probably what I'll do is like post surgery, I will film like an update with you guys on the book just to kind of be really transparent about like what's going on and everything. So I probably will do like say maybe the end of March, and I will share with you guys like what the first month was like, because by then I would have started the blog tour, I would have started the podcast interviews, and I would have started all this stuff, and then of course they'll be in motion, but I'll be doing those things the second half of March. So by then I will have a really good idea of opinion wise if I feel like these marketing dollars were worth it, how much I've sold here, there, and everywhere. So yeah, so I'll just plan to do that. So look for that early April. Once I've completely wrapped up March, then I will bring you guys an update, just kind of like what the first month has been like for that book. So anyways, if you like this content, indie author content, sharing like what it's like behind the scenes, let me know. I would love to bring you guys along just in the future as I'm working on my other self-help book, and I will be doing that all sorts of places in the future. I have just such fun ideas I'm so excited about. And anyways, so I will bring you guys along on all that stuff, and I hope that you'll be excited to come along and see. And then also too, building the deck soon and doing raising the raised beds in the kitchen garden. So stay tuned for all of those videos. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day wherever you are.